What did it signify to be labeled a delicatus? This designation referred to a cherished young male bondsman in Roman society, typically chosen for his polished looks and bearing. To spectators in the marketplace or aristocratic gatherings on Palatine Hill, these youths were regarded as possessions, equivalent to household items or farm animals. Public sales occurred at venues like the Forum Boarium, alongside the Tiber River, where enslaved persons stood on raised platforms displaying signs detailing their homeland, abilities, and physical state. Young males, frequently Greek, Thracian, Syrian, or Phrygian, were prized for their sophistication and beauty, their cost calculated by apparent grace and promise. Some arrived as war captives, others were bartered by destitute families throughout the provinces. The Roman satirist Juvenal, composing during the 1st century CE, ridiculed elite extravagance, stating, "A wavy-haired youth commands more than agricultural land." His observations revealed not merely luxury, but the empire's ethical inconsistencies where human existence was exchanged beside livestock and cereals. Following acquisition, such a bondsman's existence became characterized by perpetual supervision, instruction, and confinement. Those designated for household duties in aristocratic residences often faced rigid control, spending their time grooming, entertaining, attending, or merely preserving appearances. Within the personal chambers of Rome's nobility, where legislators schemed and writers performed, these youths existed under tight supervision, in opulent yet restricted circumstances. The Roman Empire didn't simply accept this arrangement, it formalized it. The purchasing and trading of enslaved males for domestic service was neither uncommon nor concealed. It formed part of the luxury marketplace serving the imperial aristocracy. However, this represented merely the start. For the most prized among them, circumstances intensified because within the emperor's residence, possession proved insufficient. Domination required completeness. Castration served as control, representing the imperial court's concealed custom. For Roman elites, authority wasn't solely demonstrated through military victory and legislation. It penetrated every life aspect, including the subjugation of enslaved persons within the imperial residence. This appeared most clearly in employing eunuchs throughout the Roman court. Enslaved males and young men, whose modified condition represented surrender, rank, and selectivity within the imperial palace atop Palatine Hill. Eunuchs called Spadones functioned as servants to rulers and aristocrats. These weren't isolated customs, but mirrored Rome's complicated association with Eastern traditions. Though Roman authors frequently condemned eunuchs as representations of Eastern weakness, elites continued utilizing them, especially those from Parthia and Asia Minor, demonstrating contradictions within Roman cultural principles. Historical documentation indicates that castration, while technically prohibited under the Lex Cornelia, was occasionally performed to maintain specific physical characteristics preferred in elite environments. While Roman medical writings avoided detailing the operation precisely, subsequent sources mention agonizing and hazardous techniques. The Roman legal contradiction proves remarkable. While castration faced formal prohibition, implementation remained sporadic, particularly concerning elite household involvement. As imperial boundaries expanded, this contradiction grew. Enslaved males from territories including Cappadocia, Galatia, and Syria entered Rome and became representations of prosperity and imperial influence. This custom, though seldom openly acknowledged, operated as a deliberate instrument for maintaining elite authority. Nevertheless, for numerous enslaved individuals, existence within the emperor's personal domain remained characterized by ceremony, constraint, and unacknowledged duty. The emperor's bondsmen lived concealed existences inside Rome's imperial court. Deprived of liberty, kinship, and individual will, many enslaved males in ancient Rome were integrated into the personal domains of imperial elites, seldom reappearing with independent identities. Among the most recognized examples was Sporus, an enslaved youth allegedly introduced into Emperor Nero's private circle. According to Suetonius in the 12 Caesars, Nero orchestrated Sporus's physical modification, clothed him in feminine attire, and conducted a public ritual where he addressed him as his spouse. Sporus accompanied Nero publicly, sat alongside him at gatherings, and lived within the imperial residence. The emperor allegedly named him Sabina, mirroring his departed wife's name. Historians understand this action not as devotion, but as displaying theatrical dominance and imperial extravagance. Yet Sporus wasn't singular. Roman accounts mention other Delicati, Spadones, and Delicati, enslaved youths selected for their appearance and assigned to execute refined functions within elite environments. These males often received training in musical arts, verse composition, and dancing. Roman poets including Martial and Catullus mentioned such slaves occasionally, sometimes disapprovingly, sometimes appreciatively. Still, beneath the luxury lay suffering. The court represented a location marked by political scheming, preference, and abrupt fortune changes. Suetonius relates that under Emperor Tiberius, the Capri villa became linked with disturbing allegations. While such reports might contain political prejudice, their consistency across sources implies genuine concerns regarding power misuse. What rendered their existences particularly heartbreaking was the contradiction of prominent visibility and total speechlessness. These enslaved youths were exhibited as prosperity and refinement symbols, yet possessed no genuine independence. They might inhabit marble corridors and rest on golden furniture, yet remained under severe control. Roman civilization, deeply preoccupied with position and appearance, viewed their situation not as deficiency, but as elite privilege reflection. Being such a slave within the Roman Empire meant living beside the authority center while remaining without power, admired and employed, yet never genuinely liberated. Their existences were meticulously constructed displays designed to mirror the principles of a civilization that perceived elegance and control as indivisible. Rome's trade in enslaved males exposed an empire where sophistication, masked exploitation, and political dominance was maintained through human life control. Customs including physical modification, public exhibition, and compelled submission transformed courtly power relationships. Their destiny reminds us that even the most advanced societies can conceal brutality behind creativity, law, and tradition. How might these eunuchs' silenced accounts alter your perspective of Roman magnificence? Share your thoughts below. As Juvenal questioned, quis custodiet ipsos custodes? Who shall watch the watchers themselves?